If you're a viewer of my channel, it's no secret I'm looking forward to the release of Kingdom Hearts 4. It's probably in my top 5 most anticipated games. Though there is a strong fascination with the game's spiritual connection with Final Fantasy Versus 13, I'm still hoping this game is first and foremost a good Kingdom Hearts game. Now, I originally planned to make this video a month or so ago, but I wanted to wait and see if any more info was released over the course of the summer gaming events. As that has not really been the case, I decided now was a good time to revisit the subject. In my last Kingdom Hearts video, I discussed a theory I had pertaining to the game. While the video was always intended as just a fun theory video, I do think I would prefer Kingdom Hearts to remain focused on what makes the series special in my own opinion, most notably its protagonist, Sora. I really want to play a Verum Rex game, of course, but as Nomura has already alluded to, the importance of continuing Sora's story must take precedence for now. There will always be a good chance to revisit the Verum Rex concept at a later date. Therefore, Kingdom Hearts 4 is a great opportunity for the developers to hone in on a solid, character-focused narrative. From the sounds of it, much of the time spent in the game will focus on Sora in Quadratum as a central hub of the narrative, with the other sections of the game taking place on different worlds. Personally, I'm a fan of Kingdom Hearts 3, I really enjoy the game. However, it's no secret it was, in many ways, divisive. Some loved it, others rebuked it. It wasn't the solid sequel and achievement that Kingdom Hearts 2 was, and fans were hoping for more. I think the biggest issue Kingdom Hearts 3 had was just how busy it felt. It really came across like it was trying to do a lot all at once. At least, that's how it felt to me. Though there were plenty of things to like and enjoy, it just didn't have that full plate of magic the other games had. The biggest question is, what exactly will happen with Kingdom Hearts 4? Will it attempt to cover too much ground, like trying to simultaneously have a strong character journey for Sora and setting up too much of the future? Or will it try to stay on Sora and tell a complete chapter of the Kingdom Hearts saga without veering too far off course? It's a hard balance to hit in a Kingdom Hearts game. This is largely because each game in the franchise has been a continual dump of lore revelations. The story of Kingdom Hearts is so big at this point, it has basically become a running joke how deep and involved the plot actually is in its entirety. Now, I don't really mind this, but it is something which continues to plague the franchise, especially considering the fact that some really big stuff was revealed in a mobile game spin-off. Had you not paid attention to this game, you would have missed out on some important details. Whatever the problems of Kingdom Hearts 3, no amount of change to Kingdom Hearts 4 will stop the franchise from telling its exceedingly intricate story across so many spin-offs. The fact is that even now, there are even more Kingdom Hearts mobile games in development. Kingdom Hearts 4 really needs to think about how it tells its story. One thing I really like about the original Kingdom Hearts game was the sense of a journey completed from beginning to end. Obviously, the first game sets up a sequel, but the game as a whole felt like a self-contained chapter, whereas Kingdom Hearts 3 feels jumbled and messy in comparison. Which, in and of itself, that's strange considering the game was the end of an entire story arc. Don't get me wrong, the game is still very satisfying to play, and it does have a cool ending. However, I would like to get a little bit more of that original energy from the first game back in Kingdom Hearts 4. I do like a more mature tone that's presenting itself in the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4, but aside from the tone, the game direction I feel should try to capture some of the feeling of the original, since it is starting a new narrative. A good narrative beginning would best be handled by returning the attention to Sora and his character's specific journey. I suppose Nomura has already reassured us that the game will be more or less focused on Sora due to Quadratum taking up a sizable portion of the game, but will there be too many side plots thrown in to ensure many of the franchise's characters make an appearance? I'd be okay with a number of characters taking a back seat for this particular entry. Obviously, Donald and Goofy can be seen in the trailer, but will their part of the narrative be a welcome break from the action in Quadratum, or a distraction from it? See, there really is a number of ways to perceive the new direction Kingdom Hearts is taking. On one hand, I'm really eager to see what new paths the narrative is going to go down. but I'm also fearful this fourth mainline entry of the franchise will be too ambitious for its own good. There hasn't been a Kingdom Hearts game I disliked, even when certain entries had moments that annoyed or frustrated me, whether that be from narrative or gameplay aspects. I have always felt attached to this crazy world and its characters. Maybe that's why, deep down, I would really like to see a more focused game like the original. I know how awesome it would be to rediscover the same sensation I had playing Kingdom Hearts for the first time. Though one might have to consider the possibility that, at this point, Kingdom Hearts as a franchise might be too big in scope. To that end, is it even possible to scale down a mainline title in the franchise to be more focused and finite in scope? Can we ever hope to revisit that feeling of wonder and mystery the original game provided so well back in 2002? I, for one, truly hope we can. We can safely bet Nomura is going to try and surprise us with this one. Let's just hope it's a welcome one. And with that, we've reached the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, clicking that like button, hitting that little bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any new videos as soon as they drop. Thank you so much, and have yourself a great day.